It's no secret to anyone that Western entertainment is dying. It has become completely co-opted by SJW fucks who are so sensitive that nothing can have anything in it that even has the chance of being offensive. Everything has to be safe and harmless, and because of that, everything has become bland and uninteresting. So much entertainment anymore exists not to entertain, but to push politics and agendas. We have things like the Ghostbusters being rebooted with an all-female cast, and Charlie's Angels being rebooted, but being so different from what originally made it good that it flopped horribly. Then the people behind it blamed men for its failure. Charlie's Angels was originally based on sex appeal. The new movie had anything but, and it failed. Go figure. Marvel is also going down the shitter. They have superheroes now that go by names like Snowflake and Safe Space, and heroes that use alternate pronouns. Don't believe me? Look it up. It's laughably bad. The shit I am seeing just blows my mind. We even have voice actors stepping down because they have a different skin color than the character they are voicing. A Dutch cosplayer was lambasted for coloring her skin orange so she could cosplay Starfire. Some sort of blackface bullshit, but orange? It's insanity. So, as you might imagine, with entertainment in the West being what it is, consumers are desperate for alternatives. Enter the Japanese entertainment industry. Now, Westerners have been enjoying Japanese manga, anime, and video games for years, but until recently, the consumption of Japanese entertainment was a niche hobby. With all of our formerly good franchises fucked, Japanese entertainment is beginning to take the spotlight, and the same retards who ruined our entertainment now have Japan in their sights and are trying to ruin them as well. Allow me to summarize some recent controversies. First up, we have Uzaki-chan. During a blood drive, I think it was last year, by the Japanese Red Cross, a poster was put out for the campaign which featured a character named Uzaki. Uzaki was featured fully clothed, but she has extremely large breasts. Some asshat who runs a Twitter account called Unseen Japan tweeted, I admire the work the Red Cross does, which is why I'm disappointed that the Red Cross in Japan would run a campaign using the over-sexualized Uzaki-chan. There's a time and a place for this stuff. This isn't it. Hashtag woman. Hashtag me too. So this SJW retard, who shouldn't live in Japan if he's just going to shit on the country for what it likes, made a huge fucking deal out of a picture with large breasts. I think there are more important problems in the world than animated women with large breasts. Also, women exist in real life whose breasts are so large that you cannot help but notice them, and this outrage is a middle finger to all large-breasted women out there. Might as well tell them they have no right to exist because they are overly sexual. The poster was initially taken down, and as you might imagine, blood donations went down as well. They eventually brought the poster back, essentially telling the Twitter outrage mob to go fuck themselves. Next is Bubble Girl from My Hero Academia. I don't watch the show myself, so my knowledge is limited, but from what I understand, Bubble Girl was a character created by a fan. Initially, she was a 16-year-old student. Because of this, her very revealing outfit was criticized by some as the over-sexualization of a minor. At some point, her age was changed to 21 and she was no longer a student, but her outfit stayed the same. At one point in the series, there was a scene in the show where she was being tickled against her will, the infamous tickle scene. I guess the outrage mob saw this as some kind of unwanted sexual assault or something. I don't know. but a huge deal was made out of it, and honestly, it was nothing to get worked up about. Before I touch on another controversy, I want to say something about age of consent in Japan. The federal age of consent in Japan is 13 years old. Now, it's true that most parts of Japan have age of consent laws at the local level, which in terms of strictness are equal to or more strict than our age of consent laws here in the States. And the local laws override the federal law. But the federal law sets the baseline. So if an artist decides to create a female character who is 13 years old and then sexualize her, laws can be cherry-picked. I mean, why not? She's not a real person, so the laws don't apply to her. She's a work of fiction. Let's not forget that Japanese women in general look very young at the age we would consider legal when compared to other races, so that has to be taken into account as well. Age of consent laws in regard to fictional characters aside, you could theoretically do anything with animation, no matter how bad, because it doesn't feature real people. I'll mention one more controversy before I get to my main points. A character from the series Love Live was used earlier this year to promote oranges. The way the fabric of her skirt was drawn, I guess, made it look kind of like it was transparent, but I really had to look hard to see it. And again, the Twitter mob raised a ruckus about it. Once again, we're talking about a fucking work of fiction here. Why do people get so outraged over fictional characters from Japan? Here's my opinion. If you are going to be a fan of Japanese entertainment, you need to realize that Japan has different cultural standards regarding what is and is not okay. If you can't accept that, then you need to fuck off and find a new hobby. Now, I'm willing to forgive people their outrage if it was born of ignorance, because I was like that once as well. My first anime was Clannad. That anime blew me away. Sadness, happiness, laughter, love, loss, friendship, family, and forgiveness were some of the things explored in that anime. The story and character development were like nothing I had ever seen in American entertainment, and in one fell swoop, it cemented my love of the art form. Now, Clannad was an adaptation of a visual novel by the same name. When I learned there was a spin-off visual novel pairing the main character with another girl, and that it contained hentai scenes, I was outraged. I was so angry that this visual novel had any association with the wholesomeness that was Clannad and contained pornographic content. But you know what? I was ignorant. I was thinking from a Western perspective, but the Japanese think differently. You see, in Japan, porn is not a big deal. A hentai artist can move on to doing regular manga and anime with no stigma whatsoever. Women who are porn stars can end their careers in porn and go get normal jobs without difficulty. The Japanese just don't give a shit. This extends to their entertainment as well. To the artists behind Clannad, having pornographic scenes in what was an otherwise wholesome story was no issue, because it's just there. It's a part of the whole, and it does not define the whole. There's a reason I'm doing this video with gameplay from the Nekopara visual novels. There is an anime based on these novels, but it was criticized by the self-professing fans of anime over at My Anime List. They couldn't understand why they were watching a wholesome anime with cute cat girls, but what they got was cute cat girls being cute, but also doing and saying lewd things. I would bet money that most of the people bitching have no clue regarding the source material. Yes, the visual novels contain cute cat girls doing and saying cute things. And yes, they contain cute cat girls moaning with pleasure as they have sex with their master in long and drawn out scenes with plenty of bodily fluids in all of their pixelated glory. You know what else the visual novels have? Character development and a decent story. Again, the sex is there, but it does not define the whole, because from a Japanese standpoint, it's just another part of the story. If you call yourself a fan of Japanese entertainment, but you are frequently criticizing it because something in it offends you, you need to get lost, because you don't belong here. If you can't accept that Japan has different cultural norms and that these norms shape their entertainment, then fucking get lost. If something in Japanese entertainment bothers you, you don't have to watch it. I saw the first episode of a hentai yesterday called Shoujo Ramune, a so-called lolly hentai. As an American, I found it to be uncomfortable viewing, to put it lightly. It seems to depict a man having intimate relations with a child who looked like she might have been 10 years old or something. I have no intention of watching the rest of the episodes, but I'm not going to shriek about it and demand that Japan change. Once again, Japan has different ideas regarding what is and is not okay when it comes to animation and video games. And once again, we're talking about fictional characters here. You either accept that, or you can fucking get lost, because Japanese entertainment is not meant for you. Stop trying to fix Japan. That's everything. Thanks for watching.